You're listening to today's inspirational message on the Proverbs with Kurt Bjorklund.
In Proverbs 22, there's a verse tucked away toward the end that is easy to overlook. And one of the great ironies of this verse that's easy to overlook is that it's about resenting obscurity. It's Proverbs 22:29. And it says, "Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men." A couple of summers ago, I took in a concert of a well-known singer. This person was well-known and successful in the industry. The concert had negligible effort and the vocals were pitchy. In fact, they were so pitchy that even I could hear it, and I don't hear that very well. A week or two later, I was at a wedding with an unknown local wedding band, and the performance was stellar. There was great energy, and the music was tight, and the vocals were spot on. So here's my question. Have you ever seen people who seem not to be good at something, who seem to get all the breaks and get ahead, while others who are greatly skilled toil faithfully and seem to never get ahead? Now, I'm not saying that being a local wedding band isn't getting ahead, and that because you're on tour and you're well-known and fixed with auto-tune that somehow you are getting ahead. Maybe this local wedding band was doing a side gig out of love for it and had no other aspirations. But they could rightly wonder why they never made it, or when they look at others who don't have as much talent or don't work as hard, why they have been successful. Well, Proverbs 22, verse 29 teaches us not to resent obscurity. It's a reminder that things often, not always, again, because it's a proverb, will turn around for the skilled person. It encourages us to have patience when we are laboring in obscurity. It encourages us to stay focused on developing our skill and executing what is before us with excellence. It encourages us not to resent or envy those who are prominent, but have not seemed to pay the price to get where they are and do not seem to have the skill requisite with the place that they've attained. It encourages us not to play political games to get ahead, but to rely on being noticed for the actual skill that we have. Generally speaking, true skill still earns advancement. And it reminds us that though there is an element of luck in advancement, that those who focus on their skill will not toil in obscurity forever. It reminds us when we may be tempted to lament the challenges of getting into the good school or the grad program or getting noticed by the talent scout, that it's all somewhat random and that there is always room at the top. Your skill will move you from obscurity to a place commensurate with your skill in most instances. Jesus spent years as a carpenter and an apprentice before his public ministry began. He didn't resent obscurity. And so today, wherever you are, I want to encourage you not to resent obscurity, but focus on being skillful in your work and know that there will come a day when what you do won't seem obscure, but you'll stand before people of prominence. And even if that isn't how it happens, that might be the good grace of God in your life that didn't put you on a track of having to do and travel and perform at a certain level. I mentioned the wedding band may not have wanted to make it big. Maybe they valued singing, but didn't want to be on the road 300 days a year. Didn't want the pressure of having to produce the next hit record. Sometimes we in our current culture of celebrity tend to think that obscurity is akin to irrelevance. And it's really good to remember that if you do your work as unto the Lord, do it skillfully, that you already stand before a king, the King of Kings, and that you don't stand before obscure people doing an obscure, inane thing, but offering something as an act of worship to the eternal, good God, the King of the universe.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.